My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Geminis. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general reading of past, present, future, 9 card spread. I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and then draw 3 yes or no answers for thee. So let's get started on your reading. Okay, the general card is the King of Swords reversed. One of your beautiful cards. Let's start off in the past with Hermit reversed, Virgo energy, Justice, Libra energy, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, it's like I saw that you actually pretty much put time and effort into whatever this voyage was, but yet, you had also no kind of motivation, or maybe, I wonder if you suffered some kind of burnout in the past. Because the thing is the Hermit reverse, it's like actually wanting to get off of the mountain of solitude and actually start heading towards civilization. But it looked like that you were more or less just heading towards, some kind of maybe a legal matter or something that took place in the past, and then it kind of gave you a bit of a burnout. I mean, I wonder if you could be a lawyer or a judge of some kind. But the thing is, yeah, okay, well, sometimes, it's like these situations happen. I mean, on one positive side, this only took place in the past because we still have, current and future times to look at as well. But yeah, it's like I'm always, concerned about humans when they're actually putting time and effort into something to make sure that it's definitely gonna, will lead them to a successful outcome and not feeling like they're burdened or burned out in any way. Okay. Well, the thing is, we're still gonna have to clarify this, but I can understand how, it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, you actually, had some kind of balance moment because this was probably you actually organizing, saying, okay, we're going to get off of, this, solitude, situation. We feel incredibly balanced, but yet we have no kind of motivation or something, cause you to not really move so quickly and so passionately like it would be upright. So, well, let's look at current times. Because in current times, you do get strength, Leo energy. Ooh, Lovers reversed. You're one of your beautiful cards, but it came in reversed. And Temperance. Okay. Yeah, the thing is just, it's like you probably feel incredibly balanced, serene, incredibly strong, courageous, and bold in current times. But yet with the Lovers reverse, it could also be lack of self-love and stuff like that. Because the thing is when you feel burned out, it's like then you pretty much have no time or energy to actually take good care of yourself. Because you're pretty much just thinking, okay, it's like, yeah, you pretty much just, will have no energy or time or anything because, it's like, yeah, with any kind of, no kind of motivation or passion or stuff like that, that could cause you to also pretty much feel like, you're not taking good care of yourself. But it could also be, it's like, okay, you feel incredibly strong and courageous in current times. It's like you could always go back and forth, just like ebbs and flows. 1 minute you feel like you're on top of the world, and then next you pretty much just think, what was I even thinking? It's like, top of the world and low ground and top of the world again. I mean, you could even have Sagittarius and stuff, somewhere in your star chart. But yeah, it's like, I'm just wondering, it's like if you're trying to kind of, remain strong and stuff like that, it's like you could be incredibly, strong, courageous in current times. Also be dealing with no kinds of, like, opportunities or options in current times. And also, but, despite having no kind of options or opportunities, you do feel incredibly serene and at peace within yourself as well. Wow, okay. Well, let's keep going, especially do clarification. Because in the future you get Star reversed. I'm not allowed to show it, but there's no wish fulfillment because that'll lead you to some kind of nightmare situation. But in the end, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise kind of situation because it was actually healing you from something in the past. Okay. Yeah, if there was something that you wanted, wish, and desire, it looks like that you actually tried to put time and effort into this whole endeavor voyage with the Hermit reversed, but yet you pretty much just kind of had no kind of like, passion or motivation. In current times, you try to remain very strong and courageous, but yeah, it just seems like, it's like, okay, you're already in a serene, situation, and afterwards we do get the Star reverse. So the thing is maybe you're still trying to revive that Star wish fulfillment kind of situation, whatever it may be. But yeah, it just might not work out for you, but it's probably also for the best. But I want to clarify this to verify this because, yeah, it's like, okay, sometimes these situations happen, don't they? Because for the Hermit reverse, you're finally putting time and effort into something. But you have the Four of Swords, so you're... yeah, what I'm actually seeing you doing, or what I saw you doing, as you were planning on doing, on actually getting out of this, out of the solitude situation, but, you had to rest up. Because, it's like with any kind of, feeling, if you feel like that you're going to be heading down towards some kind of burnout, kind of situation, it's important to rest up and just think, okay, we just need to kind of, take good care of ourselves and stuff like that. Because maybe whatever contributed, before this past incident even took place, probably caused you to feel like you had to run away or escape some kind of situation. And yeah, you probably just felt incredibly burned out about something. But with the Four of Swords, it's kind of like just saying, okay, we had to rest up about something. So, with Justice, Five of Swords, okay, this could have been some kind of legal battle that you more or less had to prepare for. Or you had to, that's kind of what I'm definitely seeing some kind of legal battle. But it could also be, that you wanted to have some kind of balance within yourself, but you pretty much already won some kind of battle. So whatever, contributed, congratulations on winning whatever battle was, even though it did take place in the past. The fact that it took place at all, is very, very, very important, and to show how strong and courageous you are, because, in current times you are incredibly strong and courageous. I mean, I wonder if there was some kind of like, debate you may have won in the past, or something, just, gave you balance, but it also gave you the courage to actually, win this beautiful battle. Because with the Knight of Wands reversed, the second strength. So what I'm kind of seeing here is, it's like you felt incredibly burned out about, or, you were worn out by, this whole, battle of some kind, and that's why, you felt incredibly tired and exhausted, but you remained incredibly strong in the past, despite, this grand winning. But, I find it remarkable, because, it's like, it just shows how strong and confident whoever, I'm addressing to right now. Because the thing is, it just shows, it's like, you don't have to be a Leo, you don't have to be any other sign. Geminis are just very strong, confident humans. I mean, I've known thousands of Geminis, which are very strong and confident in their own way, and you're pretty much also proving that to yourself as well. Because with the Strength card in current times, you get 10 of Wands. Okay, so right now you feel kind of burdened with something, but you are incredibly strong. You probably have to maybe keep going. Maybe you feel, exhausted beyond belief, but maybe you have no time to rest right now. But this is also, you're proving to yourself that despite any kind of setbacks, any kind of burdens, any kind of heavy work, you are still incredibly strong and bold no matter what. And, you've already proven that to yourself in the past, and you're going to keep proving that to yourself each day from, henceforth, wherever it may be, or anywhere. But the thing is, it just shows how confident and strong you are. And so, I mean, and during any kind of like burdens or heavy work where you're even dealing with setbacks and negativity, you have to like take care of 5 tasks, within an hour or within 24 hours. Yes, it's incredibly exhausting as well with the 10 of Wands, where you just think, oh my goodness, I have to do all of this. But it just also shows how strong and capable you are no matter what. Lovers reversed. You get the Prince of Knives. You get the Knight of Swords. Okay, so despite feeling like, oh goodness, I feel like that there's no kind of like, happiness beyond, this, burden, stuff like that. But the thing is, maybe you're not getting any guidance. Maybe you're not getting any support. Maybe you're not getting any kind of options on how to alleviate the 10 of Wands. But I still see you incredibly determined. It's like you could, I mean, you could be dealing with any kind of like, just feeling incredibly overburdened, like you're the one that probably, maybe you're working in a company or in an organization that's understaffed, and it's maybe just you and another person, or just maybe you or a couple other people, and you just think, oh my goodness, I wish we had more people to support and to alleviate the heavy load and stuff like that. But I still see incredibly determined and, very good at, at this beautiful strategy and plan in current times, despite this type of setback or negative experience that you're dealing with in current times. Kudos. Congratulations. Temperance. You get Judgment. Okay. It's like, I love the fact that you are able to keep going, despite all of this heavy, just, burdened work and stuff like that, because there's definitely clarity, something worth celebrating, but it's also a personal celebration to actually show how strong and capable you are. I mean, whatever, the situation could be, where you pretty much just feel like you're dealing with it all by yourself. There's going to be clarity to show how strong and capable you are, and you're going to be in a very serene mindset about it. And, coming up real soon, can't say when or how, because this is still in current times. Wow, I am so impressed. It's like sometimes, when you feel like that you're in a single situation where you deal with everything by yourself. I mean, I can more or less relate, but I find this moment beyond impressive. I just think that I'm just so impressed by you. Whoever I'm addressing, man or woman, follower, fledgling, whoever. Because in the future, okay, it's like with the star reverse, you do get hanged man. So the thing is yeah, I mean, maybe you're hoping for some kind of reward or some of something, I mean, because that could also be a wish fulfillment where you just think, oh, I wish I had this or that, stuff like that, and it may not take place yet. I mean, of course, you deal, with some kind of, like, nightmare situation after this, but this is kind of pondering, why it could either A, not be taking place right now or even in the future, but eventually, it could also be you thinking, do I really want this? Because, you are actually healing from something, because, first you are dealing with some kind of negative situation, and then it's more or less helping you heal and stuff like that. And this could also be you processing, why you're not getting this, type of wish fulfillment of whatever it may be. So, it's really good to be pondering. It's good to do introspection. I mean, it's like, okay, because yeah, you have already done introspection and self-reflection with the Hermit upright. Probably that took place before this reading even happened. And this is you actually just kind of, continuing on and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's really good to always do self-reflection. So, despite the Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, wonderful. So, the thing is that, I just love how much of a fighter you are. It's like that nothing is ever going to stop you. It's like you could be dealing with so many setbacks. You could be dealing with all kinds of negativities. But I just see you incredibly determined, putting time and effort, actually wanting to escape and leave this, potential, like a nightmare situation. So, because for Ten of Swords reverse, you do get the Four of Grail, so you are actually being offered something in the future, but you are kind of hesitant about it. And the reason why you could be hesitant about it is because maybe this could still be the wish fulfillment, and maybe, or whatever alternative, offering could be, because here, you are kind of getting out of this whole, depression kind of situation, and you are actually, hesitant, but it could also be incredibly beneficial. So what I more or less see, as a crux of this entire message is that, okay, sometimes, you have to be careful what what you wish for and stuff like that, because it might come true. And sometimes, whatever you desire and wish may not actually benefit you, because maybe this alternative offering, which you could be a bit on the hesitant side with, it could actually be more beneficial to you and stuff like that. Because here is you are trying to actually get out of this whole negative situation, and that's why, you are definitely going to be offered something, or you're going to be, heading down this new alternative route, that's going to be benefiting you more in the future, than this, will start wish fulfillment and stuff like that. And that's why, you're doing a lot of introspection and self-reflection regarding that choice. Special Vampire card, Page of Swords, one of your beautiful cards. Yeah, I see you actually heading out with determination. I mean, this is actually one of the swords for the Page of Swords. That's pretty much actually going to be helping you get out and actually start building your confidence, your courage again, and stuff like that. So, I mean, you're really proving, it's like, you could be dealing with so much heavy loads of work and stuff like that. You are understaffed, you pretty much feel unappreciated, whatever it may be and stuff like that. But I still see this wonderful, beautiful determination, because you already have that, with the Knight of Swords and stuff like that. I mean, the Nine of Swords is not really a nice card, but the Ten of Swords reverse is beautiful. The Four of Swords is incredibly beneficial. The Five of Swords proves how strong you are. So, but I just love, and I'm so honored to be giving you this reading, because it just shows how courageous and strong Geminis are. I mean, again, you could have other placements, whether it's having Leo, which could also be accentuating your strength and courage, or you could even have Sagittarius, which is also a very good, strong card, or you can even have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, which is a very loving and nurturing, aspect and stuff like that. I mean, what else have we can come across? I mean, or you can even have Aquarius with the star reversed, or Pisces. I don't think we have come across any earth signs. Okay. But either way, it just shows how, you are incredibly capable no matter what. Now, please keep up that mindset, because for Oracle, transgression, flaws, contradictions, and mistakes. So the thing is, it's like, okay, well, nothing is ever going to be perfect. I mean, even maybe you talk yourself out of that star wish fulfillment, because maybe that could have also contributed to any kind of like flaws or contradictions or any potential mistakes of some kind. And maybe that's why at first, when you actually have to let go of something that you once wanted, the thing is sometimes, it's like that could also be contributing to nightmares and stuff like that. But the thing is, is, take good care of yourself, understand, well, why that wish fulfillment may not take place yet or at all, and to know that there's no such thing as a perfect idea, perfect situation, and, there's just no such thing as perfection no matter what. Everybody has transgressions, flaws, and mistakes, and the most important thing to combat any kind of flaws or mistakes and stuff like that is either to take care of it, to improve it, to, avoid, potential hazards and stuff like that. But always do a lot of self-love, self-care, self-understanding, and just say, okay, it's like, okay, so I made the wrong turn or made the wrong choice, but, do I hate myself or dislike myself? No, because, the thing is, there's no handbook in life that's going to be guiding you, to every detail to say, okay, you're going to be heading down this direction, even though you may not feel like it, and it's going to give you the Wheel of Fortune card and stuff like that, So, well, I'm going to have to finish off with 3 yes or no cards. Please feel free to pause this video and think about the questions you want answered. Because for number 1, you do get a no with the Hierophant reversed. I mean, this is actually one of the first Earth Signs of Taurus card. And the second one, you get your second Strength card reversed, which is another no card. And the Two of Wands reverse, which is a third no card. Okay, well, my beautiful, amazing Geminis, I'm going to have to leave it at this. But if this reading resonated, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going to go back to love rings. I'm going to go back and forth between general and love for now. But I just want to, thank you guys so much for supporting me, joining my channel. I love you guys incredibly. If this doesn't, if this reading, doesn't resonate, please feel free to check out your other, placements and stuff like that, or even check out previous Geminis to see if that'll be resonating and guiding you better in current times and stuff like that. But again, thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys incredibly.